I'm Timmy.
I'm Justin.
And who is that? Oh,
What is
and that's creepy Sonovox Nathan there. And this is apparently three old tech dudes.
Hmm.
Can't help it. I got a new toy. Actually, I got several new toys.
Real Tech Dudes Quarantine Edition.
That's right.
Quarantine edition, yes. Yes. I'm back in my home studio, which is a real mess. Although on the other side of the camera, which I got to send you guys some pictures of that. So John took pictures before we started cleaning everything up. So we've gutted the garage over there. We've gutted the garage. And we've half gutted over there. And we've really cleaned up a storage room that was a terrifying nightmare.
Mm.
And let's turn my mic a little bit here.
Yeah. So what new toys do you have, Nathan? Let's hear about that since you're all set up.
Well, okay. So I just today got in. If you see it here, this is my Commodore monitor.
Oh yeah.
For my C64.
Nice.
It's a 1702, and they said the speaker didn't work, and they didn't know why. Well, opened the thing up, the connector's falling off.
That'd do it.
Blink back on.
Oh,
So
there's
it
your
needs a
problem.
good cleaning, though. Yeah, I'm going to go through and clean it up before I actually try and turn the thing on because I don't want it to blow up. Fire bad.
Right.
That's what I heard.
Oh geez.
So I also got my my JDXi came in today. So I had a really fun day. This is a really good day. It's yeah.
Heck
I got
yeah.
some fun things. I ran across a rare 80s, semi-rare, not really that rare, but another 80s synth yesterday that was half the price. So I snagged that up pretty quick. So it's a Korg Poly 800. So get that thing going.
Are you finding the prices to still be very low?
So what's happening I've seen in the last few days as I've been watching, the prices haven't really been ultra low. They're actually better. Hilariously, I saw that Juno 6. I think I sent it to you guys. That Juno 6, and it was at the time when I first saw it was $400. Now it's $600. I have to look now. I'm not sure what it is right at the filming of this. I have to look here a little bit, but yeah, those things usually sell for $2,000 to $3,000, and this thing was $400 initially, and then $600. So my guess is probably gonna be about 1,000 more sales, but that's still about half the price.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Right.
Let's vocoder out of the way here. This is the vocoder mic. The other mic's I'm using right there.
So I have a question.
Shoot.
Has your wife threatened to take your internet access away?
No, no, because what I did is that because we got tax refund money and a bunch of things, so I said, okay, this is my limit. Whatever I buy, as long as it's in that, it's fine.
There you go.
So I set my limit, and then because I was initially looking at the big brother to this, the JDX. I was looking at JDX-A, and it's literally bigger, but it's also, oh boy, several times the price. It usually retails for about $1,400, and you can find them used for $1,200 or something like that. And I decided that for the amount of money, that was going to really just kind of chew all it up. So I went with the JDXi, which sounds pretty good. Which I've got it. Oh, I've got it. Keep putting it in vocoder mode. Vocoder doesn't work till you're talking to it.
Ooh.
But yeah, so I went ahead and I made it's got drums in it.
Nice.
Been playing around with so I can do this. What did I do? I did that, I think.
Ooh. You getting some danger zone there?
Yeah.
So yeah, I just kind of been playing around with because it's got just a beautiful sequencer. I'm taking the vocoder off this. It just literally plugged right in.
No, wow.
So it's you can kind of
Let me get that full screen. There we go.
Down and I'll start it up here.
Are those full size keys or are those little ones that I hate?
Those are minis. Yeah, they're mini keys. But for the fact this
I have
thing
big
is,
fingers.
well, yeah, so do I actually.
Big fingers. Ha.
But yeah, I mean, here's a good example. Here's my iPhone, right? So
Yep.
they're smaller keys, but I really got this because you can do everything inside this thing. And eventually, we were going to go on vacation, maybe. It's still up in the air, and I wanted to take something with me that I could dream up ideas and stuff like this because I'm trying to make a whole new album. Just like dance music and stuff like that. Because I've had a few people. I've made some stuff before, and then Jay Black,
Sure.
He uses it occasionally for his gigs or whatever, and which is great. I think it's cool that he does that. But so he was like begging for more new stuff. So I wanted to get something I could do this. I could take this, take with my Mac, which you're watching me on right now, and then record whatever I want to because the USB out records the whole thing, and I don't have to actually take anything else with me. So it's just pretty cool. Plus, this thing's like crazy light. I mean, it's like the mouse for the computer for me.
It's 120% different than a DX7 then. Okay.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Maybe I should check the market on those, by the way.
Now, I've seen one. I don't have enough screens up in front. I actually have like I don't know if you can see it over here. I may have like
you can see one of them.
Screens.
Oh yeah, I can see them. Yeah.
That's the mod. So the last video we just put out, that's where it's looking at around my house, which works really well.
Yeah.
Because I can sit down here and work on stuff. But hey, I got a delivery.
Nice.
But of course I've got my work laptops on there kind of put up right now. But anyway, but this is one toy I've got. That's another one I haven't had a chance. I literally just got both these today.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with this. I knew this one this is from 1984, so this is like a current model.
Yeah.
So 1984 means you go through it with a fine-tooth comb before you turn on.
Oh yeah.
Everything looked good. It's really dirty inside, but I cleaned that off outside. But other than that, it looks like it was in really good shape, actually. So, like most of them, it's missing the front door, but this guy 3D printing them now. So, yeah. But I also picked up, which I'll set this aside. So I picked up, it's a disassembled belt. So in this, it's a camcorder.
Oh.
So, which is kind of belt.
It's in pieces.
It's in pieces. I'm going to work on it. But here's why. So this is a VHS camcorder. Right? Standard, normal VHS deck camcorder. The only thing really, really funny about this thing, which is like one of the first camcorders to come out with VHS, is because that's a vacuum tube.
That's cool. I do love to.
The optic sensor is a vacuum tube on this. It's a Nuvicon tube.
Neat.
So I got that, and it needs belts like so bad.
Have you managed to find any belts?
The guy who originally made belt kits for this, believe it or not, still makes belt kits.
Oh, good.
Still make them, but he lost the model number. He hadn't had to order for these forever. He's like, well, I'm sure we still make them because we can make them because they're like a main company like PRC or something out with PMC. I'll have to look it up. Let me throw that in the description or something. But so I've got to get him the size of the belts yet. But two of the belts are still good. So it's just the big flat belt that goes between the capstan and the capstan motor. It's turned to nasty, icky goo.
Yeah, sometimes they just turn into dust. Sometimes they turn into goo. So
this one turned into gunk.
That's unfortunate.
I cleaned all of it off. I still have the belt, and I'm kind of thinking maybe it's the right size. I think it's supposed to be like a 7 3/4 inch belt. So what I'm going to do is a trick that I just saw in Tech Mode. So you take a string and you kind of put it around where it needs to go, tighten it up really good and tighten it, and you make a
kind of get your measurement.
Them. Yeah, and you make a mark between them, and then just lay it out and measure that.
That's okay.
Well, I've never really thought about that.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, that's an excellent idea.
Yeah, so that's That's kind of where I've been at. I've got, like I said, I got this thing. It's in pieces right now. This was not really a project I'd initially intended on videoing. It's more just for me because I wanted the camera part to work to show a really neat difference and where you can see that actually in a movie.
Oh, really?
And I just thought that'd be really neat. And I didn't really think, I'm going to have to get, new belts for the thing so it works.
Right.
Actually needs new belts. It needs one part I'm going to have probably made or find. I thought I'd find a donor deck that would find it, but someone jammed a piece in there, broke off one of the stems. But I know what part it is. And it's pretty common to fix. I'm pretty sure, because of the way it works, that I could actually fix it with a 3D printed part. So
the magic of 3D printing.
Oh boy. Yeah, and those have come down too. Those are under $100 now. So I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't have one. They are very cool.
I bet the under $100 ones aren't very great, are they?
I'd say they're basic, but with a part like I need to print for that, you're not talking about big or something.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not huge. So yeah, it is what it is. But as far as kicking, I was trying to figure out what that was like. Someone pull up or what? Yeah. So there's so many things. I like this area up here. When I picture it, looks like it's not real. It's got a light strip going through there.
Oh, it's like what in the world?
from the perspective I am, you got this white and you got this contrasting piece, but just I never saw it like that. I'm looking at it on camera.
I'm sitting in an exciting hallway with a white wall, so. And then Justin's figured out how to do fancy backgrounds.
He's in space, man. That's
cool.
I'm not in space. I'm in the pine tube from Bill and Ted. Yeah.
Oh, that was okay. Yeah.
Here they are back here in their little phone booth.
That's probably actually like a sticker on your wall.
No, sadly enough.
Look around his hair at the chroma key not quite being great. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I got that thing sitting too far away. I can't
okay.
Yeah.
My water.
Oh, Nathan lost his water. So how you guys hold up in the midst of the COVID-19 madness? We've got all this staying at home. We've done a video shoot. We haven't released the videos from when we were joking about it. Now I almost feel bad about it because it really hadn't taken hold yet the way.
Well, I've actually, so I edit most of the videos, not all of them. And I've just been busy, honestly.
Me too.
With me, even though I'm working at home, I really am working.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, people are,
I've been trying to make sure everyone else can work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from the IT perspective, on the other side of that, because I'm one of the guys that's doing programming and I'm rewriting some software right now, which is SQL stuff. So, I'm here at home. The last few days I did training just because I was like, I need something else to stare at.
Yeah.
You've really gotten bad when you want to do training.
Yeah, that's intense. You must have had some really mind-numbing work going there.
Oh, just tiring, but that's okay. I mean, it's.
I saw an interesting post on Facebook yesterday from what I would call a scanner and CB radio shop and car stereo shop over in Seymour called Deputy Electronics, and they don't post on Facebook a lot.
Yeah, I didn't know they have a Facebook page.
They do.
That's cool.
And they posted that one strange side effect, and it wasn't that strange to me when I thought about it, of this whole pandemic situation was their CB radio sales have shot through the roof.
Oh, imagine.
Wow. I guess you have people with time on their hands, so they're like, hey, why not?
Well, I think a lot of people are like, well, what if it all goes away? At least we'll have these things. People remember, hey, CB radios, those are probably still around, and they went and found some.
I wouldn't want to rely on a CB radio for my survival.
talk to people 3 miles radius, maybe.
Maybe they have people like grocery stores saying, we have toilet paper, come now.
Put up your Moonraker 6,
There you go.
Each one of them linear amplifiers.
I got my little emergency radio.
Yeah.
Get your some
you laugh, but I have a Heathkit sitting over here that will probably do it, but it's really a ham because I have a ham, so that's okay, I guess.
I thought that was intriguing, though.
It is actually kind of fascinating, actually.
My employer went from having nobody that could work from home but IT to a very large percentage of the company with the ability to work from home. My department, and I wasn't really involved in this, but a couple of guys in our department have really busted tail ordering laptops and getting VPN set up and teaching
my
people
gosh.
to use them, and
Yeah.
it's working out pretty well at this point.
The
I've
tier
been
2
working from home,
guys,
so
the tier 2 guys at work have been just going insane, getting everyone parts and pieces and everything. Because it was funny. So I'm not going to tell them where I work because I'm probably get in trouble.
yeah, same.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, but so they had come out initially and told everyone, no, you can only take your laptops of the two types that you can have. You can only take those laptops and you cannot use your desktop PCs. You wouldn't even know, big no taking the desktops.
Yeah.
That was at 8:00 in the morning on like Thursday. And by 2:00 that day, they're like, never mind.
They improved that, huh? Wow, that's something.
Yeah.
They gave up on that concept in just a matter of just literally less than 6 hours. They said, never mind, just get whatever you need, go home.
It's just a simple numbers game. I mean, you have so many people that have to function, and you don't have nearly enough laptops for them. You kind of gotta.
Yeah. We've spent some serious cash because we
Quit spending my cash, man.
Hush now. We supplied our people with fruit variety laptops, so
I like those personally.
Many thousands of dollars worth.
I look at it this way. I've got you're watching me on a Mac.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a Dell running Linux right here.
Yeah. Yes, I am using a MacBook myself right now. So.
Yeah, and I got two PCs over here, an HP and a Dell.
Yeah, I'm a PC.
Hey,
I really am. Yeah.
When all this blows over and you have extra MacBooks laying around, you ought to tell them they should randomly give those away.
You're gonna give away where I work.
I didn't say where. I just said they should give them to people.
We incinerate things. We don't let that happen. You can't be letting that stuff go out. So
don't do that.
Incinerate the drive.
Not my call.
Yeah, just incinerate the drive. Give me the rest.
Well, there you go. Not sure the drives come out of these nowadays.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Well, actually, they do. I think there's still a card. I think
there probably is. I've never looked. I program. I don't dig into hardware nowadays much.
Well, that's just you're insane where I. Well, I mean, I'm sitting there thinking like, yeah, well, it's like I can't really want to do this thing when I got where I'm at now, and I've been hilariously thrust into being turned into a programmer, PHP, JavaScript, and Oracle SQL.
I spent a lot of time in C# lately. I got a lot done. We've automated a lot of old manual processes that involve connecting to things in strange ways, and I am pretty handy with creating things that can generate files and move data around. I feel like one of my specialties. So when I'm not building repeater controllers that I'm going to show off someday. So.
Yeah.
Is that on the air yet? Again?
What's that?
Is it back on the air?
No, not right now.
Well, there's nowhere to use it anyway.
Right. You guys, it's where you guys work basically look like ghost towns. I think there were 4 cars in the parking lot of your place, Nathan. So.
Yeah. Well, where I'm at now, one of the guys told me that that building, you know which one it is,
mm-hmm.
how big that building is. They said it was spooky because there's no one in it.
Oh wow, yeah, I bet it is.
Like there's one lab with people in it, and I got an email from there that they're like, no, these are the only people allowed in this building.
Holy cow!
Without prior permission, so you have to get permission to go back to your office.
Right. Oh
Which,
my goodness.
It makes sense if you're trying to, because you think where I work, think about the age of a lot of the people there. You either have kind of really young or you have a lot of really old. And
yeah.
The other thing is we really can't go anywhere near our pastor right now because he works in the nursing home that a lot of people have
mm-hmm.
it.
Oh no.
And he has most definitely been exposed, and we think maybe his wife had it and is now recovering.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think she ever got tested, but it's one of those. It's kind of like, yeah. It's from a statistical number point of view, this is interesting. I mean, it's sad, it's terrifying, but it is also interesting. Especially when you start hearing some of the other things coming out of like China and things like that. Where you're like, that didn't make sense, but yeah, statistics don't hold up sometimes to politics, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, it's hard not to actually think about so my son John and I were sitting there talking about this, and I'm like, we were grabbing a few things from the church before we had to really kind of like not go in the building anymore for a while. And I was just grabbing, really kind of like, audio equipment and stuff like that I had. And I'm like, so we should really come up with a worldwide national anthem or worldwide anthem. I'm guessing for REM, it's the end of the world as you know it.
I feel fine.
And yeah, and we were kind of joking. He's like, I wonder what it'd be like to have like the world, like a zombie apocalypse. I'm like, well, it's not a zombie, but it's certainly an apocalypse scenario right
That's
now.
right.
Yeah. Like some places like New York are just, oh my gosh, I've heard some stories coming out of there that are just terrifying.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want that, but yeah, it's
a little concerned about Indiana itself because it seems like central Indiana is kind of a reasonable hotspot. So, and it's crept down into, and you could, if you look at the map on the state of Indiana website, you can see where it's creeping up from Louisville and down from Indy. And we're kind of in the middle of that. Because I know
69.
Washington County down there where Justin is starting to turn in darker colors now. So
yeah, I think we're up to 24 now.
Yeah, we have 50 some here in Lawrence County.
It's jumped a lot, but so many of those, of that 50, I think half of them are in that one nursing home.
Absolutely, and it's very sad. But
which that's where my pastor works, so we're concerned for him, but they are taking precautions and everything else, but it's kind of like,
Well, on this subject, maybe we should talk about, and I've really thought through all this, is the hero in the middle of all of this is the internet. The internet's been around all this time, but look, I mean, we're using it in that manner right now.
Yeah.
It's serving a purpose it couldn't have served 20 years ago. I mean, there's a lot of software that's been developed in the last 20 years that's bringing this to the world, and YouTube for church services. Since you mentioned church services, we've I'll put a picture in here right here, but we pretty much have, I called our sound booth master control because that's really what it is. I mean, they're prepping video ahead and stuff. We do a little tiny bit of live with about 4 people, but otherwise we're doing pre-records.
Well, there's Timmy.
There he is. He's back now.
It dropped completely. That's stupid.
Weird. See, that's one thing I think we should discuss is the sheer internet overload right now is shocking and stunning, the amount of overload.
Mm-hmm.
Cell network has never been hit so hard ever.
That may be my problem because I'm attempting to use the cell network for my internet connection because my home DSL is not very fast, and who knows how much of what I was saying earlier was caught. I think it caught my end, but you guys didn't hear it, so it may work.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, where I work, we've brought up at least one new concentrator in south of the United States, and that's pretty big because I don't think they've done that in a lot of years. But the amount of money being dumped right now into trying to make everything function at the best possible speed, and then so AT&T was over here. I doubled my internet speed, which I told you guys.
Absolutely.
And I took it to the max, which I have Uverse, so it's like 50 meg, 5010, I think is what they call it.
So do you have DSL then, or what is it you have?
I have Uverse.
Oh, that's like their fiber solution, right?
No, that's like their DSL Extreme.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm fixing to call them tomorrow to see what I have available to me. I don't think I have that high of a package, but I think I probably have better than what I have today, which is something like 8.5 or 6 or something. It's very low. So
yeah, I've got 50 down, 10 up, theoretically.
Yeah. Yep.
I only have 500 symmetrical.
Yeah.
You live in more of nowhere than anywhere, and they gave you that.
Yeah, well, he's the furthest away from civilization.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, so like when I lived out in Bryantsville, I had DMRTC, and they can read fiber to your house.
That's amazing. Problem. Yeah, that's good.
They ran when all that money came up years and years ago. They actually ran it in town here. I can do Comcast or I can do AT&T Uverse. There's no fiber to the house.
Right.
Comcast will give me. I think they'll actually give me like 500. I think they actually give me a gig, but I think it's pushing it maybe. But
yeah,
for what I needed, I just needed. So the guy who was putting in, he really had to. So 24 meg uses one pair, and then if you go to the full 50 meg, it gives you. It's called a bonded pair. It's two four
that's
wires.
how they're doing that.
So yeah, they're just bonding pairs.
I was wondering how they were doing. Okay, that makes you
Yeah.
already have 2 pairs going to your house, or most people do anyway. So.
Yeah, it was all there. He just had to go turn it on basically and make sure everything works. So,
Right.
Yeah, and I was talking because I've known this guy for 20 plus years, almost 25 now. And his name's Justin. I was like, so how's everything going? He's like, oh my gosh, that is insanity.
Wow, there. What
I
happened?
thought it was really, really dark, so I thought I would turn on a light, and that didn't work.
Second coming of the Lord or something.
I'll just sit here in the dark, thank you.
Just detonate a nuclear weapon. No, yeah, but he's going insane getting everything up and running, and all. He's like, I feel sorry for him too because he's having to go like into people's houses. In my case, he didn't have to. I had all the inside done. All he had to do is come in and literally just pop a few.
I'm surprised they're still doing inside installations.
I think he actually has like a hazmat suit with him.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
See, my ISP specifically said that they were suspending in-house work.
Yeah.
So they would do so my ISP's kind of still in the midst of building out their network, their fiber network. So they're going to continue doing the what they call mainline construction. So actually streaming fiber and they'll run it to your house, but they won't go inside your house right now.
Yeah. So if you have everything outside, you know how to do it. You can actually still make it work. So,
Yeah.
You could. Yeah.
Yeah. In my case, I had to run a new cable because the original cable was only 2 wire. So I ran a whole new cable and terminated the other end and all this kind of stuff. So I did all the work myself, which is no big deal. I do it all the time. It's not a big deal. But it's getting tech stuff anymore is that's like not quite as like a toilet paper apocalypse type thing, but just getting all the stuff you need to make everything work is really becoming kind of fascinatingly hard.
I actually was going to buy an external USB webcam because my only webcam is built into my laptop, and I'd really like to use the screen that's like right next to my laptop.
Yeah.
Only when I do, it looks like this.
Yeah, you're off the.
So I was like, okay, I'll get a little camera and stick up here on top of my monitor, and then I can use the big monitor.
Right.
No.
Not so much. Yeah.
Nope.
No webcams available.
They're not.
Hey, I will say this: toilet paper dash button not look so stupid anymore, is it?
Yeah. Well, if they deliver, that'd be one thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, it still doesn't work, so I guess it's still stupid. So.
Well, right now it doesn't work at all, unfortunately. Because they canceled an order. Like we just, they went to the dash. They stopped using the dash button, so they went to just the quick buttons on the front page.
Yeah, but the software versions of those.
Yeah, but they don't work. They canceled our order
because they're out of stuff. Yeah. Super odd. Yeah.
There you go, Timmy.
I'm trying to see if putting the cell phone up high will be better. With RF theories and stuff. So.
Yeah, it's theoretically.
I only have one bar.
Shouldn't you be able to whip up a 4G antenna for that phone and solder it in somehow there?
Probably. I don't know. That sounds like something Nathan could do in 30 seconds. It takes me longer.
I don't know if I want to try that or not.
So you're the extra.
I am the extra. Maybe I'm a question memorizer. Sacrilege. So as far as 3OTD goes, we've any plans we had are more or less been derailed that we were going to do. So
because we were going to go to Dayton. We're going to try and hit a couple other ham fests and do a few things that were like.
We were going to hit the Louisville Arcade Expo and then chose not to. I guess we should have done that, so we could have done something. But
oh shoot!
That was like the last mass gathering.
One of the last things before this was all broke.
Like what was it like the day before or the week before?
It wasn't very long before.
Yeah. Because I think we did that next weekend was when we filmed, was it not?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and then I got a terrible cold that next day. I mean, it was one of the worst sinus things I've had. It drained into my chest, and I'm not so sure I didn't have it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because you were talking
about rough for about.
You were talking about not feeling good, even like when we shot.
Yeah, but that night it hit me full force. It didn't have enough of the symptoms, I don't think, to actually be it. But it was a wicked cold, though.
Sinus pressure, that's something else. And I never did get sick.
No, I was kind of worried you guys would, but
yeah, I didn't get anything. But I've been exposed to God knows what.
I got a text the other day. I got a text the other day from Norman Gregg. All right. It says, my brother Norm and I posted videos of our antennas on YouTube. Channel is called, I kid you not, Shacking Off.
Shack off.
Shacking off.
Shacking off.
Yep.
It says to check it out sometime. I've not done that, but I'm going to check it out. So y'all
That's
3OTD guys that aren't Norm and Greg, go check out Shacking Off.
Yeah, he mentioned that to me on the 7.3 repeater.
There you go. There's our plug. We're good to our fans.
No.
Right.
But that's easy because it just makes Nathan's like,
yeah.
oh,
I really want to like freeze it in like a hilarious pose. You know?
Yeah.
Come back on like picking your toes or something. Like what?
Oh, no.
It's like, dude, man, wear pants.
I got my SD card reader thing for my C64, but I have yet to take it out of the package and test it. Maybe I'll do that this week.
You got one. I was going to get one.
Yeah,
You got the,
I did get one.
SD to IEC.
I don't know what. I don't remember. It's something I ordered from Britain. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, that's it. I got to get one.
Yeah. I probably don't have an SD card for it, so I guess I should order that. But yeah, it's supposed to connect right to the, I don't know. You can get different ones. I think mine connects to the, I don't remember which port. It uses the actually it hooks to the serial port for the floppy drive, and then it hooks to the cassette port power plug for power. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's SD to IEC. Did
That's
you get the one? It's like it's a little tan box.
Yeah, mine's actually a clear case because it was cheaper and they were trying to get it done. But it basically looks like a 1541 floppy drive, a little bitty one. So just the wrong color.
Yep. Yeah, because we're going to turn the other half of this room into the 80s room.
Right.
So I found I can get light tubing, so I can get. It looks like neon, but it's LED, but it's like red and blue and all that, so I can make it look like the 80s.
Oh, I say you need to go and get actual neon.
Neon's expensive. These are cheap.
Justin, you've talked about getting neon before, I know. So
yeah, I would really like to learn how to blow neon.
Make it like straight, make it, huh?
Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, it's an art that I think you kind of have to practice to get good at. Mm-hmm. I don't know anyone who locally is into it.
No,
I don't either.
So,
and the light tube, I mean, yeah, you can tell it's not neon, but it looks pretty good. I mean,
right.
What I'm going to use it for.
Send me what you found. I might be.
Some of it.
Send me a link to it. Not literally the thing.
Literally send the thing, yes.
Yeah, just send me one.
The internet's been amazing in the midst of this, but I don't think we can particle beam matter yet. So
not yet.
Not yet.
Oh, that's so
sad. That's time.
That'll be for TCP IPv8. So,
so I ended up giving up on the little Motorola project that I was picking your brain on.
Oh yeah. Tell our 3OTD people who are still bored enough to hang around this long in the video about that.
Oh, I don't think they're going to care that much. But so I was trying to program a fire pager.
Okay.
What are these little fellas right now? It really doesn't like that. It's like, that's not a human form.
Yeah. There you go. Right by your face.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that guy.
So yeah, I was trying to program one of these little guys, and bottom here, which I don't think you can see, their little pin to program it. And Motorola sells this fancy little thing. You're supposed to just slap this in, and then the computer just codes to it like nothing. Problem is, they're very expensive because they say Motorola on them.
Yeah.
And I had found several plans online that said that you could just basically pin out certain pins on this pager and connect it to the RS-232 on your laptop or your computer, and just code right. Well, I never got it to work.
Oh wow.
So I ended up I found one of the I figured out what my problem was. It's actually not straight up RS-232. It is TTL.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Which is basically just a lower voltage.
It is, yeah.
But I assume that was my problem. I ended up finding a programming cable on eBay for like $30, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'll buy that because that's really cheap. Even in the used market, that's really cheap.
It's all about experimentation, I guess.
And yeah, as soon as I got that thing, it took right off. I was like, okay.
Sweet.
So,
but
I now have a whole plethora of little parts. Like, I have a little breakout thing for RS-232.
Yeah.
All sorts of cables because I was trying different things.
Yeah, I need to get that stuff for something I want to do with the C64, which involves TTL and the like.
Just real quick note, the Juno 6 is $610.
$610.
What's that for?
Left.
Oh,
the Roland Juno 6.
The one that you should buy.
Might put him over his limit.
Well,
I don't care about his limit.
Why?
I thought you just spend Nathan's money. Yeah, buy two of them. buy me one.
I don't have to feel the wrath of his wife.
There you go.
Valid.
Well, I might after she watches this.
Sorry, Sarah.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry, Sarah.
Tradition continues.
There you go. Let's see. How can I share this with you? I found the light tubes.
You can share your screen.
Click the Sherry thing.
Oh, yeah. He would have to get up and actually go to his laptop, though. I'm assuming he has his laptop sitting across the...
Well, it's there, and the other one's over here, and the other one's connected to the unit, so it doesn't work to it. So
knee bone's connected to the
there you
go. I got a message. That must have been Nathan.
You have it.
What being?
I mean, you could click on it and then share your screen.
Well, you're closer to the camera. You can just put it up to the camera. Yeah, but it's.
If I do it, I have to turn my big monitor on, and you guys get excited.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, it comes up to like you can get that up to like I think it was like 50 meters. I'm like, that's like crazy distance.
Oh, that'd be cool.
12 feet, but it was 10 meters. I looked that up. Length. No, 50 meters, 164 feet. That's a long tube.
That's a long tube.
Oh boy, I was looking at one. It was like I was going to get like the 30 footers, so it could wrap around the ceiling. So I'd have a wrap of red and a wrap of blue, and I was going to get a white one just for regular illumination. And then set all my synths up down here and have a synth room, and I was going to have on the other side of the room, I was going to have the Commodore stuff and my TRS-80 all that kind of stuff running, and
no doubt.
classic in my old compact 140 running like StarCraft and Diablo, the first ones.
Yeah.
So the classic gaming room, but it's in progress. We're just trying to clean it. We've actually cleaned everything up pretty good, so we're trying to do this. There was a hilarious meme. It's kind of like this whole stupid thing. So there's a funny meme that was on like Facebook that was like two houses, top and the bottom, and the top house was like run down, nasty looking, half fallen down, rotted away, and the bottom was like in perfect condition. It's like before COVID, after COVID. So, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be home. I'm gonna work on the house.
Yeah. I've also seen the one that said, we're really lucky this happened now. If this had happened 15 years ago, you'd be stuck at home right to Nokia with 100 SMS and 300 anytime minutes.
Oh, jeez, you're not kidding. If this was 15 years ago, let's see, in 2005, I had a track phone.
Yeah.
I think.
I can top that. I didn't have a cell phone.
Well, I've had cell phones since
Amish?
90.
I had a home phone. We did it the old way.
You still have a home phone.
I do actually.
That's part of this.
Yeah.
I do too, kinda. I mean, I have VoIP, but I keep it just to play with old phones.
Mine's good old fashioned copper pots. So.
If they wouldn't charge me so much, I would still have pots, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if I could get a pots line for like $15 a month, I would do it.
Yeah. I think I give about 25 for mine. So.
I mean, VoIP works great, but I have to have a really expensive, stupid box to get my ring voltage right.
Mm-hmm. Put the extra 9-volt batteries in line, maybe.
Yeah. I'm actually looking at procuring an old PBX that was designed to work. That was designed to work with analog phones, then could bring them.
Analog PBX, an old analog PBX. So that's what the schools had when I started there back in '97. They were just going to replace it. It was the original phone system for the high school, and it was digital phones on mostly digital phones on the in the office, but then all of the exterior phones throughout the building were just analog standard lines.
Mhm.
So yeah, we kind of did both. Actually, had real full blown POTS lines connected up to it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I,
Ah,
I
back
really
in the
only in
day.
reality need a couple of extensions or at least to work. So
Yeah.
I want something that does, because the little box that I have works, but it still doesn't. I don't feel like it is getting the voltage exactly correctly because they still don't ring quite like how I remember them ringing.
Not
Yeah,
very
there's enough
strong, I
current
guess.
to it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old bell ringers.
Mm.
So
Yeah. I've been like sitting there thinking about it because I've been working on trying to get my '80s room designed up and everything else. I'm just sitting there thinking because I was born in '72, so the '80s were big time for me. So I'm sitting there thinking, man, I miss the '80s so much. All this kind of stuff. I don't know. It's probably it's the COVID brain talking.
COVID brain.
that's a
COVID brain where you've been locked up in a house for months. Or
Yeah.
we go to the grocery store, but
Mhm.
yeah, we're not doing a whole lot. I mean, I got out today to go to the grocery store, not the grocery store, take some stuff, drop it off at my trailer because it's just too much in the house, and then which is quick. And then we ran out to Sarah's mom's to drop off some food for her. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's like levels of insanity almost. But yeah, it's I don't know worldwide how this is, but I guarantee you that people are just going insane sitting in their houses. I'm not sure which is worse. I mean, people say COVID's worse, and it probably is, but you get. I know right now that they're saying that, like, was it the domestic violence is going way up?
That's
I
terrible.
know that's true.
Yeah. There's going to be a line where we end up getting crossing, and I've said this, and it's not the most popular view because people
Yeah.
seem to be going toward the idea of safety over everything. And I mean,
Yeah.
at one point, what point is it that you get so? We're all lucky, we're still able to work, but people who can't
Right.
or whatever. At
Oh
what
yeah.
point is it more damage for them to not pay their bills than it is to protect them from possibly getting very sick for a few weeks?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
I
know.
mean, it is lethal to some, but it's
Sure.
not. Depending on the age group, it's just more lethal. I mean, there's some graphs out there you can see.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
kind of looked at it, but it's one of those. It's like, at what point is this going to be? Okay, so here's something like based on that concept that I don't get, which is probably a lot of it, but I'm an IT guy. I'm not a philosopher, and I'm not a great, a data analyst necessarily. I'll do a little bit of that, but not to the extent. So I can't to where the
Hey,
there, that's good.
we're
The
live.
the the sheer amount of drop that happened in the stock market, which
Yeah.
basically dropped like 10,000 points.
Mhm.
I'm still trying to figure out how it didn't drop a lot more.
Yeah. There's a lot of businesses still operating. I mean, they say it's pretty dire, but
Yeah.
there's a pretty good backbone stint that never stopped. If anything,
Yeah.
it's getting more business.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and some definitely are. I would imagine the online retailers, like and anyone who can deliver food. Like I know the local grocery store here,
Mm-hmm.
or local grocery stores, are offering curbside pickup and all this other kind of stuff, and we've done that, and it works pretty well. I mean, they
Sure.
substitute occasionally, not exactly right, but it's close enough. But and I think you got online retailers like Walmart and things like that now who have they never really did stop. I don't know, for some reason. I guess that's because they just are supplying so much, but Amazon really had enough issues. They kind of like shut down effectively.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they're kind of back up a little bit, but they're all these other ones kind of came into existence, and those make sense. But if you start thinking about like GM shutdowns and major business shutdowns, I don't see. I mean, I get the idea of having like a bailouts and all that kind of stuff because honestly, it doesn't make sense. And something like this is like really unprecedented disaster type thing. But at what point is it really kind of we're at the point of no return? I mean, I
Right.
don't think we're there yet, but I think we could theoretically at this point right now still turn everything sort of back on.
Yeah.
But there is so much that just got shut down. I mean, it's and everyone's like, well, we only really want to have critical retailers open. Well, define a critical retailer, because if you go insane, I would say someplace that would sell you a game would be critical.
Yeah. Well, people
yeah.
need to have something to do, and if
Oh,
that means
yeah.
while you're on your grocery run, you pick up a few things. I don't see anything wrong with that. But
No, and that makes
we're
perfect
whining
sense to
about
me.
it. But
Well, yeah, yeah. But I mean, it's like I've just, for me, it's eBay because I mean,
yeah.
Anyway, I bought, synth, I bought, that monitor, and I've got. I actually found this at pawn shop, or not pawn shop yet, but one of the antique shops around here. Hilarious.
Sure.
Making really decent money, and that's never stopped, which is great. I'm very thankful for that. I really am. But one of these people who have absolutely nothing because their whole thing got shut down, like GM, for example. Although they're on unemployment, but still, and they did go ahead and make unemployment, I think, immediate rather than wait. But
they kind of did, but the system has been so incredibly bogged down because it was never really designed to handle this many people at once.
Yeah.
New Jersey's having COBOL programmers.
Oh, geez, I saw that.
They really are.
Yeah. So they did away with the waiting period, but people still had to wait for their money.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Which
IBM System 360 from 1969 still running New Jersey's unemployment system.
Is it 360?
I don't know what it is. It's something IBM. I'll guarantee it. So.
Oh, probably.
Hey, has Dave Ramsey came out and said, "I told you guys to have 6 months worth of living expenses"?
I listened to Dave a lot last week, and he wasn't gloating, but
was he not?
But he has some serious reservations about the SBA loans the federal government's offering.
Oh, geez, yeah, I saw.
Partly they claim you won't have to pay him back, but he doesn't trust that because of past things that have happened. So
no, I wouldn't trust it either. That seems iffy at best. But
apparently, they're allowing people to forestall their taxes, businesses, with a portion of payroll tax they have to pay for 2 years.
Wow.
Probably.
And that way you have higher cash flow now, and then you pay it out over 2 years, this year, the next 2 years, on addition to your normal. Well, that's not bad. He said he was actually going to do that with his business. So Dave did. So.
Yeah, and it's really interesting watching like some of the other YouTubers out there and just seeing what they're doing. I mean, some are businesses, some aren't, but how they've just really kind of like compiled everything down to what they minimally had to do something basically at home, or if they have a shop that's like next to their house or something like that. What's the look, Mom, no computers. Like it's like his apartment, and then his shop or his new studio is literally like it's like 2 meters. The door to that is about 2 meters from where he sleeps, literally.
No doubt.
I think that's how he actually said it, but it's because he's on like a bottom floor flat in London or North London, I guess. But
right.
Yeah, it's just interesting to see how people do it. Of course, you get like, the 8-bit guy does have his house anyway, so it's not a big deal. But, he's like, he even came out and said, well, I've had to cancel everything.
Oh, no doubt, yeah.
Because so we were trying to do, we were going to try and go to a bunch of different things and that really got canned quick.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm really hyped because it's worse than, like for Sarah and I right now, we had a vacation planned for the summer, and we're like, well, is it gonna happen?
I had to cancel a spring break vacation. I don't take them that often, so that ticked me off. But once I got my money back, it wasn't so bad. But
well, it's one of those that I don't know what's going on right now.
Right.
I don't know. It's one of those that I'm not sure. I don't know the answer, but right now, financially speaking, I don't see how this is gonna survive long. I mean, I get sending everyone money and all that kind of stuff, and we all love money, so it helps, but it's still kind of like, okay, that's like for a family of 4, $24 plus thousand, so $3,500 to $3,400, which is handy. It's helpful, but honestly, if this thing goes like 2 or 3 more months, it's not going to be anything
Right.
at all. I don't know.
I'm going to shoot another. I'm going to shoot another one of the theories in the foot, and that is, there's kind of the popular belief that, all of these people are working from home who never did before, and they're like, oh, I bet this will stick. There'll be a lot more people working from home, and I don't think there will be, because of the simple fact that nobody likes it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I kind of like it.
Well, you're not doing it full time either. You're doing it like what, two
5
days,
days,
and 3
5
days.
days on, 5 days off. So
yeah. So, I've not talked to. I don't know that I've talked to anybody who is like, oh yeah, this is great.
yeah.
It's handy because where I sit, where my physical chair is in the building I work in. Jokingly, I described it one time as the preschool section, and I was just kidding. Honestly, I said that because it's not, obviously I don't work at a school, but it can't. It's a very open section, so there's always people coming and going, and I'm trying to concentrate on, okay, does this section need to go with this, or is this variable going to interact with this thing, or because I'll be, or does this, is this alias carried through all the way through on the SQL statement or something? And I don't mind some of the distraction. That's just kind of handy. It's kind of like a psychological let go occasionally too, but it's also one of the things that I've been able to get more done here quicker because it's quiet. Because
I've encountered that too. So my first few days at home were some of the most productive I've had at work in a long time. So
yeah.
Right.
I don't know why that is. But.
Well, it's probably, yeah. I mean, this last week I finally got to the point where my brain was like, I got to do something other than that. So I have a lot of training I had to do anyway. So I just started doing some training. Once you get to the point where you have to, training makes you feel better, you've really been inside a long
No doubt.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Psychologically speaking, I hate the fact that we can't actually get together. I mean, this is handy.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. It's definitely glitchy, and I would like to actually be, with you guys.
Well, thanks for sticking around this long, guys.
Yeah, if you dared. I'm Timmy. I swear to you, it froze up. It keeps saying my internet connection is unstable. I'm like, no kidding.
I'm unstable.
It's not long enough. I'm definitely not stable.
The 5th section I've got to trim. All right. I'm Timmy.
I'm Justin.
I'm Nathan.
This is 3 Old Tech Dudes.
Later.